According to Boxing News 24, Canelo Alvarez says that Shakur Stevenson will be beaten by his stablemate Oscar Valdez on April 30th because Oscar Valdez has more experience. What do I think it is? I think that, Canelo, he has to support his teammate, but I absolutely disagree with this. If Oscar Valdez couldn't beat Robin Sassia on a clear decision on PEDs, and what chances does he have against Shakur Stevenson, one of the most talented and gifted fighters of his generation? Oscar Valdez is a good fighter, but let's be honest, in his last fight, he looked horrible. Robin Sassia was consistently able to make Oscar Valdez miss punches, leave Oscar Valdez open to counter. He was hitting Oscar Valdez with a beautiful uppercut. He was unloading the 1-2-3 on Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez was mostly hitting air, and he was mostly hitting the chest of Robin Sassia. Robin Sassia was also turning Oscar Valdez and leaving Oscar Valdez wide open and countering Oscar Valdez with the left hook, uppercuts, and body shots, throwing straight right hands to the body. He would just unload punch after punch on Oscar Valdez's face. And that's why Oscar Valdez's face looked like he got jumped by a gang. If you looked at his face, you just thought he would have got dominated, but, they robbed him. And it's absolutely ridiculous, Robinson Sassia, he definitely deserved to win that fight. And it's even more of a shame that Oscar Valdez on PEDs was allowed to fight. Against Shakur Stevenson, I definitely think he's going to be on PEDs. That's why I think that Shakur Stevenson is not going to be able to, KO Oscar Valdez, because the steroids are going to keep him going. Oscar Valdez has tested positive for Fetterman, which is described by Victor Conte. It's a nervous stimulant drug. It makes you last longer, makes you faster, etc. I think that Shakur Stevenson is going to dominate this fight using three things: his boxing ability, his defense, and his timing. Shakur Stevenson has excellent timing. The way he moves back from a punch over ever so slightly and hits you back with a counter is absolutely beautiful. That's how he took away Jamal Herring's jab in that fight. Every time Jamal Herring would be ready to throw a punch, Shakur Stevenson would break his rhythm and throw combinations. When Jamal Herring was backing up, Shakur Stevenson would catch Jamal Herring with a looping overhand right hook, because Jamal Herring had the high guard defense. That's something that also Oscar Valdez has, and I can see Shakur Stevenson utilizing that in the ring. Defense. Shakur Stevenson has the best defense. He rolls with the punches, he blocks the punches, he shifts those punches, and the way Oscar Valdez was missing against Robin Sassia, leaving himself completely open, I just can't see him be able to land clean shots on Shakur Stevenson. I can see him land, a couple overhand shots here and there, but nothing necessarily damaging to Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur Stevenson is going to be in the center of the ring in this fight and on the back foot at certain points throughout this fight. Similarly, how Floyd Mayweather would use the hook to catch somebody coming in aggressively. He would first stick his hand out and then catch them with the left hook. That's how he dropped Ricky Hatton. I think that's what Shakur Stevenson is going to do with Oscar Valdez. That's what he's going to use to when Shakur Stevenson is backing up, he's going to catch Oscar Valdez like that and continue to counter Oscar Valdez. I think that Oscar Valdez's jab, is good, but he doesn't use it enough. That's the reason why he wasn't able to have success against Robin Sassia. The only reason he's having success against Robin Sassia was mostly body shots, and that's when Robin Sassia was tired. I think that Shakur Stevenson is going to outmaneuver Oscar Valdez. He's going to use the 1-2-3 on Oscar Valdez. When Oscar Valdez is coming forward, like I said, he's going to use the right hook. He's going to stiff arm Oscar Valdez when Oscar Valdez is going to try to get on the inside. That's something that Shakur Stevenson also showed in his last fight. The fact he was able to rough somebody up in the size bigger than him. And, Jamal Herring is 5'10", and Shakur Stevenson is 5'8". So he's able to do that. It's very impressive. I think that Oscar Valdez is going to be coming in this fight with a point to prove. He's going to come here trying to throw aggressive body shots, trying to go head to the body, trying to use his jab. But I just think that Shakur Stevenson, his timing, his defense is what's going to win in this fight. I believe he's going to pot shot Oscar Valdez in certain points throughout this fight and also throw combinations. I can see him completely dominating Oscar Valdez. I think Oscar Valdez, like I said, is a good fighter. But like I said, you got dominated by Robin Sassia. And I think that Shakur Stevenson is a much better fighter than Robin Sassia. I hope that Shakur Stevenson knocks out Oscar Valdez, because I cannot stand drug cheats. The way Oscar Valdez knocked out Michael Burchett was absolutely scary and frightening, because boxers can die in the ring, and the fact that you had to use PEDs in order to win is disgusting. People can die in the sport of boxing, and we don't never want to see that. Like I said, though, I see Shakur Stevenson absolutely dominating Oscar Valdez. I think that Oscar Valdez does not have what it takes to beat Shakur Stevenson. He's too wild. He doesn't have good defense, and he's gotten off beating fighters that are less talented than him. I definitely can't wait to see this fight happen, though. If Shakur Stevenson wins, he'll be the WBC champion. He'll hold 2 belts, and hopefully he can get a fight with the WBA champion. Like I said, I'm picking Shakur Stevenson to win by 8 rounds to 4 or 9 rounds to 3. I don't think that Oscar Valdez is going to have much success in this fight. I definitely want to see Shakur Stevenson fight, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, Kambosos, or move to 135. This is definitely going to be a great win for Shakur Stevenson if he stays focused and stays composed. But to wrap this up, this is Not Seeing the Dream. Rocking says next day to sleep. I'll holler at y'all with another one. Peace.